Hello everyone, welcome back to Coach Craig Sports. Today we're going to be going over my bold predictions from the beginning of the season for the AFC North and the AFC West. So I'm going to be going through each team, talk about the prediction that I made on that team, and then whether or not it was a hit or a miss. But without further ado, we'll get into it. We'll start off with the Pittsburgh Steelers. My bold prediction was Eric Ebron will finish as a top 8 tight end. The result was just missed. He finishes the tight end number 10. There was one game in there where he kind of had a goose egg where he got, knocked out of the game real quick. If he didn't have that game, maybe he gets a little bit closer, but he was still really close nevertheless. Had a pretty solid season, but not quite as good as I thought he was going to have. Then for the Baltimore Ravens, I had Marquise Hollywood Brown finishes as a top 20 wide receiver. This was a miss. He finished as the wide receiver 37 on the year. He had a slow start to the year, really came on stronger. Part of this was on him. Part of it was on Lamar Jackson struggling and throwing the ball as well. But nevertheless, still a miss. My bold prediction for the Browns was Austin Hooper finishes the season as the tight end 15 or worse in PPR format. So this one was a hit. He actually finishes as the tight end number 21. He did miss a couple games in there as well, but I even went ahead and looked at it in fantasy points per game. He still finished outside the top 15 there as well. He had a lot of volume when he was with the Falcons that really helped boost him up. Didn't quite have as much volume with the Browns. They were a run-heavy team. They have two other competent tight ends there, and David Njoku and Harrison Bryant as well. So look for this trend to kind of continue a little bit going into 2021 as well. Then the Cincinnati Bengals. I had my boy Joe Mixon finishes as a top 5 running back. This was a miss. He finished as the running back 47 in PPR scoring format. He only played 6 games this year. He really was only good in one of these games against Jacksonville where he did have like 3 touchdowns. So hopefully he's healthy in 2021. Hopefully that offensive line gets a little bit better. And hopefully he can give us that big upside that he's capable of if everything goes right. Then move over to the Chiefs. So I had Sammy Watkins stays healthy and finishes as a top 30 wide receiver. Both parts of this didn't end up happening. He didn't stay healthy. He only played in 10 games. Finished as the wide receiver 83 on the year. Not too much else you can say there. It'll be really interesting to see where he ends up next year since he is going to be a free agent. Whether Kansas City brings him back or not, I don't think they do. But he's always been a guy that's had a ton of potential, but injuries have just ruined his career overall. Then the Oakland Raiders. Josh Jacobs finishes the season outside of the top 12 running backs. This was a miss. He ended up as the running back 9 in PPR format. He had an okay year, really hit or miss. He was very touchdown reliant. So I think if some of these other running backs ahead of him stayed healthy, Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley, if Ezekiel Elliott has a healthy offensive line, a healthy Dak Prescott, he'd probably be on that running back 12 or 13 range. So I wasn't that far off, I don't think. Then we move over to the Chargers. A bold prediction was Joshua Kelly finishes the season as a top 24 running back. First couple games, this was looking halfway decent, Then Austin Eckler gets hurt. Joshua Kelly doesn't really produce. They bring in Kalen Ballage. I still feel like Joshua Kelly has upside as an NFL running back in the committee, whether it's with the Chargers and Austin Eckler or somewhere else in the future. But overall, it was a miss. He did end up as the running back 57, which was, as you guys can do math, 33 spots off. Then I got the Denver Broncos. Melvin Gordon finishes the season outside of top 24 running back. And this was a miss. He finished as the running back 18 on this season. Not too far off, honestly. About 7 spots lower that you need him to get to, especially with all the injuries and everything else that happened with running backs this season, the COVID and everything else. But regardless, it's still a miss. Melvin Gordon's still a guy that I don't value too highly going into next season. We'll see if they bring Philip Lindsay back or not, or if they bring somebody else into this backfield to compete for touches with Melvin Gordon. But with that being said, this is a quick recap of my bold predictions for the AFC North and the AFC West for the 2020 football season. As you see, some of these were a little bit far off, but that's kind of what you get when you do bold predictions. You want to have predictions that are kind of far off, but reachable at the same time. If you guys liked and enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit that thumbs up button. If you had any bold predictions of your own, especially for these 8 teams that you'd like to share, please leave them down in the comments. Definitely interested in hearing what you guys have to say. If you have any bold predictions for the 2021 fantasy football season, leave them down there as well. I know it's a little bit early for that. With that being said, if you guys are new to my channel, definitely would appreciate it if you subscribe. It really helps build the community that we're trying to build here at Coach Craig Sports, and that's really one for you, the viewers, helping you guys with your fantasy football, helping you guys with DFS, talking all the football news this offseason. And as we move forward into baseball season, we'll be talking some fantasy baseball and some baseball news as well. But with that being said, if you are new or current subscribers yet to do so, also hit that notification bell down below. Let you know every single time I put up a new video. I'll be doing NBA DFS videos every single day this week, and then I'll be going over some of the other bold predictions that I did have for the NFC side as well. But once again, with that being said, I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch it, and I hope each and every one of you has a great rest of your day.